Mr. Christopher. This is my world, and this is Art Connoisseur. This is my triangle. There are many like it, but this is my triangle. So anyway, we got a good one for you today. It's just going to be like the other ones. I'm just going to look at art and I'm going to talk about it. And we got one statue, one little sculpture that made its way in here. But it coincides with a picture that I'm going to go over. And you know what? Let's just get right into it. We'll go with that picture first, and then I'll show you the sculpture after that. Let's go, Mr. Christopher. Let's go. Start. Go. Look at art. Go. Move. Go. Start. First, we're going to start here with the best president in American history, JFK, and his wife, JK. No, just kidding. Jackie Kennedy. No, just kidding. It is JK, but it ain't JK Rowling, and it ain't just kidding. It's Jackie Kennedy, the legend herself, picking up brain matter off the back of the wagon. All right, anyway, this is just a nice little picture here with a beautiful golden frame. Mr. Christopher, how much did it cost? Well, I'll tell you, for John and Jackie Kennedy's picture, it's $200. I guess 100 each. I don't know. I feel like he should be $200 alone, and then she can be like 100, maybe just 50. But $200 for that? Throwing ethics out the window? Yeah, no. I'd buy it in a thrift store for $5. I'd buy it at a Savers for $10. But any higher than that, we're good. I'm all set. I don't love Jackie Kennedy that much. I mean, JFK is the best president to ever do it. The guy was the man. But like, I ain't caring that much. For free? Yeah, sure, give it to me. But I'm gonna put it under my bed probably. It's weird to have around. What am I, 87 years old? Still worship the president from 1963? I mean, gosh, I don't worship any of them. I just look at JFK and I'm like, you're a cool dude. I like you. The rest of them can burn. I'm kidding. No, so yeah, $200 for that. Get out of my house. But I'll tell you right now, I got a couple busts. I got a couple statues of them. Let's see how they are and how much those cost. What are those about? Let's check it out now, right now. And here is the next thing. It's Jackie and John as little statues. These probably are about, we'll say, 4 to 5 inches tall. I'm not going to lie to you. They did Jackie a little dirty here. I mean, maybe she was that ugly and I don't see it. I don't think she's the most pretty woman in the world, which is why I don't really blame old John for, taking a swing at Marilyn there. But hey, that's neither here nor there, and that's old history. So we're moving on here. Mr. Christopher, how much did these cost? $30 for that piece there, those two busts. $30 compared to the $200 picture. I'm going for the busts all day. You can put them on shelves, They're fine to have. I like a small little statue. Did they do Jackie Kennedy dirty? Yes, they absolutely did. She's not that gross in real life. She's not that. I mean, she's not like an incredibly attractive woman either, but she's not ugly by any means. Now, Marilyn Monroe, on the other hand, we've had her here twice now, and I'm sure next week, I'm trying to find a Marilyn Monroe statue, but she's beautiful. And if you know anything about John F. Kennedy, it's that he had intercourse with her while he was married to Jackie. Should he have done that? Should he have? No. Us here at Mr. Christopher's World don't think that cheating is okay. We think that that's wrong, especially when you're married. But do we blame John for what he had done and why? I mean, no. I see the reasons. Marilyn Monroe is a goddess queen. How do you say no to that? Should he have got a divorce before he did those things? Yes. I mean, if you're going to do that, you should. Marriage, we need to keep marriage a serious thing. And if you want to cheat, that's fine, but you shouldn't get married then. But if you want to cheat and not get married, that's okay. Go do all that slutty, hoary stuff. Go be just another fish in the pond drinking everybody's juices. Ugh. But, if you're going to get married, though, stay true to each other. That's the point of marriage, is love and connection, So, do I disagree with what John did? On a moral level, yes. But on a loving, sexual level, no. But that's, I have the ability to look at things in two different ways. Do I feel bad for Jackie? Yes, of course. But you know what? She got her revenge when she picked up his brains off the trunk of the car. So she's fine. She won that war. You know what? On to the next. Politics is not Mr. Christopher's strong suit. In fact, the only strong suit I own, it's like a suit jacket, and when I put it on, there's like a six pack colored into it. Yeah. I'm not invited to formal things ever. And there's a reason for that, and it's because I don't dress nice. On to the next. Let's go to the next. To get out of the serious stuff and into the unserious stuff, we're going to go here to what I'm calling, is that a pear on my plate? Or does that pear have a face on it? And this is clearly just some nice fruit on a plate, on a table with a nice tablecloth. I respect the tablecloth. I don't hate this piece. Mr. Christopher, how much was this piece? How much is this piece going for? $20 for that piece. For $20, I ain't even gonna go near it. I could see someone buying it for 20. I ain't buying it for 20. It's funny enough. It's unique enough. Is that a pear on my plate? Or does that pear have a face on it? I like the name of that. I named it. I don't know what the actual name of it is. I was gonna also name it Paired, like pear and weird put together. Paired. But then I'm like, but then you could also say that I'm calling it paired because they're a bunch of fruits paired together on a plate. But then I'm like, but it's obvious the pear has a face on it. Obviously, that's a little weird. And then pear, weird, pear, paired. And if I was going to spell it, I would spell it Peared instead of Paired. I'm no English major. I'm just throwing out titles. All right, anyway. I wouldn't buy it. $20. You marked it down for $2. I was at a Savers or a thrift store with my children, and my children were like, "That's hilarious, Dad. Can you buy that for me for $2?" I'd be like, "Yeah, $2 ain't nothing. I'll do that for you." No more than 10. And yeah, is that a pear on my plate, or does that pear have a face on it? On to the next. Next, we're gonna go here to what I'm calling a period piece, because it reminds me, well, of a woman's period is all I really see here. I can't see anything else. Maybe I'm deluded. I don't know. Mr. Christopher, how much is this period piece? And what else do you have to say about it, if anything? I'm calling that the period blood piece, but I also see Caesar's tragic death. I also see elephants being hunted. I also see the fall of an angel. You know what I'm saying? So and Mr. Christopher loves interpretation. I love being able to look at a piece of art and think of many different possibilities of what it could have been going for. But with this one, mainly, I see a period. I know. So for the price of $100 for that, I wouldn't even consider it. It's too periody for me. If you threw something else, I don't know. I don't know what else you could really do with that, but it has a lot of other options that I said. Like I like the fall of an angel or Caesar's tragic death. If you presented it to me with that name and I didn't have to come up with my own name and see what I saw for right off the cuff, then maybe things would be different here. But for right now, for right this second as I speak, that's just a period piece. For $100, I wouldn't even consider it. I would find it in a dumpster and I would leave it there and I'd continue to walk. But on to the next. Next, we're going to go here. This is a photograph. This is an antique tinted photograph signed by Fred Thompson, circa 1800s, country Decker elm apple blossoms. Yes, I had to read all that because that's how it was billed, and I wanted to get it right. I did some research on Fred Thompson. I'm going to tell you the price and a little bit about him right now. Take it away, Mr. Christopher. $25 for that piece. For $25 for that piece, after looking up Fred Thompson, I wouldn't buy it because he has so many other great pieces that I would buy. for 25 or even more. He has some lovely art out there. And I'll warn you, if you look him up, you're going to find a slimy politician. Just move right past him. He's not worth any of our time. So, but Fred Thompson, the artist, he's a guy. He's a man, and I like him a lot. I want to do a whole episode on him now. I want to do a whole episode on Monet, and I want to do a whole episode on who did I meet last week? Maxwell Parrish. So, I got episodes coming out. Like I've said before, I'm going to do this for maybe 5 years, I'm hoping. So, I've got plenty of time and plenty of artists out there to highlight. Most of them are going to be dead, but maybe we'll get some alive ones. Who knows? Anyway, with that said, yeah, after looking him up, I would buy others of his, not this one, for 25. But it's okay. One of his worst, definitely. But on to the last one. On to the next. Let's do it. And for our last piece, we're going to go here to what I'm calling a homeless man's underwear. But I'm also calling it painter's pants. It works. Both titles work for it. What do you see? What do you call it? Oh yeah, well that's an interesting title. Well, Mr. Christopher, how much did this cost, and what else do you think about it, sir? Take it away. $20 for homeless man's underwear. I would buy it for the reason of someone walks into my home, they see it, they go, "Oh, that's nice. What is it?" And I go, "Oh, that's just a painting of homeless man's underwear." And that is a good enough payoff for Mr. Christopher to enjoy having it on his wall. I don't ask for much. I like things that make me go, So that's good enough for me. I'd probably take it down. Man, I don't know. It's crazy to say this. I almost feel bad for myself, but I would buy it for $20 and I would put it on my wall, and it would genuinely only be for the reasoning of, what is that? Oh, that's really nice. Who painted that? Oh yeah, that's a painting of a homeless man's underwear. That would bring joy to my heart. I have a brother who's a painter though, and that painting reminds me of his pants. It really does. And my grandfather, I think he was a painter. I have uncles that were painters. All dead, not the brother. The brother's alive and well and still wearing pants with painter paint on them. But that painting did remind me of that, and I was like, I should buy it for him. And then I was like, but then I'll always see it, and I'll be like, oh, you got that homeless man's underwear on your wall, huh? And he won't know unless he watches this, and then he might know, but then he'll be like, why'd you get me homeless man underwear? And you talked about painted pants and whatever. That's neither here nor there. Christmas is coming though, and maybe I'll do it. We'll see. Anyway, that's the end of Art Connoisseur with me, Mr. Christopher, and that's the end of it. And I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time when I do more art. And maybe we'll have a Marilyn Monroe statue next week. Maybe we'll go with the Monet special next week. Who knows? Maybe we'll talk about Fred Thompson next week or other artists. Who knows? Art, right? I love me some art. Mr. Christopher's a huge art guy, big art guy. Been looking for a date to go to an art museum with me. I'm just going to have to go alone, I think. But that's fine. That's fine. We can still have fun out here. All right, enough with the blibble blabble. I'm just end the show. Mr. Christopher, end the show. Okay, yeah, why don't you do that? All right, bye.
Mr. Christopher, you crazy.